We are now going to be entering a deep state of hypnosis. This will be accomplished through your absolute attention and devotion. You must listen to what I am about to say. You are going to fall into a deep, deep sleep. And you are going to do this by imagining a pillow. You are going to imagine a pillow that is incredibly soft. You are going to reach out with both hands and you are going to touch the pillow with both of your hands. And as your hands sink down to the pillow, you will begin to lower your entire body down, down to the pillow. You feel your cheek slowly touching the side of the pillow. It is time for us to begin. You begin to sleep. And as you go down further and further to sleep, that is when you begin to awaken. You feel it in your right eye. You look with your right eye. I want you to look upon the world with just your right eye. And when you look out, you will hear a voice calling your name. It is calling your name and calling your name. And you can actually see with both eyes, looking with both eyes, you can see the voice calling your name. Can you hear it? You are listening for the voice. I want you to feel the pillow. As you are falling asleep, you are now beginning to awaken. As you begin to awaken, the voice is calling to you. As it calls to you, and you fall deep, deep asleep. As it calls to you, you fall deeper and deeper and sleep. And now you are fully awake, running at full speed through the forest. You are looking with both of your eyes. You are looking with just your left eye. Just your left eye is open as you move quickly through the forest, and you can feel the grass beneath your feet. You are wearing only your pajama bottoms, and that is why you are now asleep. You are now deep asleep. You are fully awake. The party is all around you. All around you, you see the people as you look about you, and you are dressed in your finest clothing. The tuxedo is perfectly tailored. Your bow tie is white and crisp, and you are the most important person that anyone has ever seen as you run through the forest and fall deep, deep, deep asleep. You are looking out over the party, and you raise your glass, and your glass feel the soft pillow against your cheek. Feel it as you fall deeper and deeper asleep. You feel a woman take your hand at the party. You feel her cool hand in yours. Raise up her hand and bring it to your lips to kiss it. As you bring it to your lips to kiss it, you remember that you are deep, deep asleep. Both eyes closed. Your left eye looks out, and there you see her. You see the first person that you remember forgetting. That is the last person that you remember hearing when you heard the voice that was putting you into deep, deep sleep. You are so asleep now. You are in a profound state of sleep, and you remember only that you are awake. You are wearing the most exquisite coat, and it is protecting you against the cold as you are out in the Arctic. This coat is so warm and strong and firm, and that is why you feel the cold piercing your body. It feels refreshing. You are so refreshed. You are so awake in this cold as it fills your lungs that you are asleep, asleep on the pillow, the warm pillow. As you fall into sleep, you come down into sleep. You are descending into sleep. And as you fall deep, deep asleep, you are standing on the highest building in the world. The wind is blowing through your hair. As you look out, you know you cannot fall because of your extraordinary balance. You are dressed as a trapeze artist, and you are so well balanced, and you let yourself tip forward. The chasm below you goes down forever and ever and ever, and you fall, and you are asleep on the pillow. You are asleep on the pillow. You are deep, deep asleep. You are so relaxed. You are falling and falling and falling, and when you hit the ground, you will be absolutely at the party. You remember the woman is talking to you. She is asking, "What is the time?" As you turn to look at your watch, your golden watch, you remember the first time you looked at that watch was the last time that you were in the forest, and you were wearing only your pajama bottoms and sleep deep, deep asleep on the pillow. The pillow is the tree that you have put your hand against. The bark is rough beneath your hand. It feels true and real. You have never been so real as you have at this very moment. The moment you touch that tree, the tiny bit of moss beneath your palm, that's when you remember that you are sleeping deep, deep asleep, falling deeper and deeper asleep. You are so relaxed, you are so calm, you are so at peace that when you wake up, you will be asleep. You will be deep asleep. When you awake, you will look across the room, and you will see across the room a cupboard where every food that you had as a child that gave you joy, every breakfast cereal, every special treat that you were given as a child is in that cupboard. And that's when you remember that you are asleep. You are deep, deep asleep. The only thing you want more than anything else in the world when you look at that cupboard is to reach out and grab it and to be asleep. Deep, deep asleep. As you open the cupboard, remember that you are reaching into the cupboard, and that means that you can feel your cheek on the pillow. You have fallen into the deepest, darkest sleep, and you are so relaxed. You are so at peace. The woman is smiling at you. The forest is all around you. You are on top of the highest tower, and you stand there without the slightest fear, and you remember the reason why is because you are asleep. You are deep, deep asleep. When you touch the pillow, you remember that you are deep. Your eyes are open. You are wide awake. You could not possibly be more awake. That is why when you take out your hand to reach and touch your favorite childhood food, you remember that your hand is on the pillow and that you are deep, deep asleep. When you are reaching out your hand to take the woman's hand, you remember that you are asleep. You are deep, deep asleep. When you reach out your hand to touch the tree, you remember that you are on top of the building. You are on top of the building, and you have always been here, and you are deep, deep asleep. You lay down on that precipice. The wind is blowing all around you. The stone is cold and hard and rough beneath you, and it is a pillow soft beneath your cheek, and you are deep, deep asleep. You have always been asleep. You are always asleep. You are falling into the deep sleep. You are now completely asleep. You are now completely asleep. You are now completely asleep. You will rest tonight. You will rest and be asleep. and you will awaken feeling refreshed, feeling at peace, and now deep, deep asleep.